Hi, my name is Art Elfman, and I'm going to show you what happens when you properly install your trigger with an Elfman trigger, or you don't do it proper. So this is what happens. Okay, this trigger right now is tight in this housing, and with it being tight in the housing, I'll set the hammer under the disconnector and let it go. And I can do it super slow, I can do it fast, and you just will not get this trigger not to reset. So now it's in the set position. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what happens when it's not installed properly. 99% of the time we get a trigger back, or somebody comes in with a trigger, it's just loose in the gun, and this happens to us too many times. And when they come in, they're like, oh my God, I didn't tighten my trigger in my gun, and I'm down here telling you the trigger doesn't work. So I'm going to pull the trigger right now, and now I've loosened up the trigger. You can see that the pins are loose right now. It should fail, doesn't mean it always will. Now when I let this go, it falls to the safety catch. So it skipped the first sear because it didn't properly hook on and stay onto the disconnect, and it fell to the safety catch. So now people say, okay, I'm getting light strikes. So what happened is it fell to the safety catch. Now they pull the trigger from here. Feels like they pulled a normal trigger, but it only went a little distance and it cannot fire off the round. So now they'll keep doing this and saying, hey, this trigger is having light strikes. So there it goes again. Now when I pull the trigger, it's pulling it from the safety catch, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is very simple. It's gonna tighten this trigger up. So there's set screws on both sides of the trigger housing. I'm gonna bring them in until it touches. I'm not gonna go any tighter than that. Then I'm gonna take the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing. Put it in. Of course, it's not easy to put in when you're on film, okay? So I'm gonna turn this one in too, and just till I feel it touch. Now I'll go about 1/8 of a turn. I'm gonna go to the other side. Now if you tighten up too much on one side at a time, it'll actually make the trigger housing become crooked in the housing, and it will cause drag and your trigger will fail. So these are the two reasons. These set screws are not set in place properly. Either too tight on one side or not tight at all. And now watch what happens. So this trigger just failed, okay? So now when I take and put it under the disconnector and I let it go, I can go as slow as I wanna go, I can go as fast as I wanna go, and this trigger will not fail, okay? And that's basically it. If I loosen this up again, you're gonna see this trigger fail. So you gotta put your trigger set screws in on both sides of your housing evenly. Just tighten a little, keep going back and forth till it's firm in the gun. And the other thing is just making them tight at all, because a lot of people just don't tighten them in the gun. And that's it.